Bigger selection, bigger savings, and bigger buying satisfaction. Welcome to Waldorf Toyota Scion.
Tonight, several developing stories as we come on. A tornado hits Houston. More than a dozen twisters reported now, homes destroyed. 3 storm chasers killed. And right now, on alert for damaging storms across several states tonight. Ginger Z is live in the storm zone. The chaos after a scare on Capitol Hill, a driver slamming into a police cruiser, officers opening fire. That mystery visit on White House grounds. Our correspondent tonight with the Republican congressman leading the investigation into Russian meddling. Who gave him clearance for that visit? And the major headline with Chris Christie beside President Trump today. His 2 former top aides sentenced for Bridgegate. Breaking news tonight as we come on, the deadly bus crash. At this hour, reports coming in of multiple fatalities. The highway shut down. And the passenger jet, the one thing so many passengers did that helped them escape this jet in flames.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Wednesday night, and we have several breaking headlines. First, the alerts up right now. Tornado watches across several states. A tornado hitting Houston. More than a dozen twisters reported across the region already. And now we're watching a deadly line of storms on the move. 18 million Americans in the path in the coming hours. And it's not just tornadoes, it's the damaging winds, some reaching 90 miles an hour, straight line winds destroying homes. Ginger Z is live in the storm zone with the track tonight, and ABC's Philip Mena is in hard-hit Rockwall, Texas.
A dangerous storm system triggering tornadoes in Texas for more than 24 hours, moving east.
Oh my gosh.
14 tornadoes reported across a nearly 250-mile stretch of the state. This morning, flash flooding and a tornado warning. In America's 4th largest city, college students in Houston sheltering in place.
Look at that, fell on top of the truck.
Powerful winds toppling trees. A confirmed twister knocking over this carport. One woman lucky to be alive after a roof shingle hurled through her car windshield. Relentless rounds of severe weather slamming Texas. Overnight, baseball-sized hail shattering car windows.
I got glass all over my kids, and it hit my daughter in the back of the head.
Storms roaring through the Dallas-Fort Worth area in the middle of the night. This security camera capturing the moment straight-line winds struck Rockwall. Driving rain waking up Chris Kinnaman, who raced to protect his family.
I ran downstairs, woke him up, and got him into a closet as the windows were breaking and everything.
Thankfully, just one person injured. But outside Oklahoma City, a truck driver killed after high winds overturned his vehicle. And east of Lubbock, 3 storm chasers were killed in a car crash after police say one of their vehicles ran a stop sign.
And Philip Mena joins us live now from Rockwall. And Philip, it's not just the tornadoes. There's a real concern over what I mentioned at the top, those straight line winds. They're just as destructive.
That's right, David. Investigators are still out here surveying, but at this point, they do believe that it was straight line winds over 95 miles per hour that caused all of this damage. The only person who was injured in this neighborhood lived at the home behind me, but tonight we're told he's expected to be okay. David?
That is good news. Philip Mena leading us off tonight. And as we're on the air, there are several states in the path of this powerful system. Tonight, Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is live in Memphis, just one of the cities telling people to be ready in the hours ahead. Hey, Ginger.
Hey there, David. A steamy night here in Memphis ahead of the storms that will attack here tomorrow. But it is tonight where we head south and west of me in Louisiana, parts of Texas, Arkansas, Missouri, parts of Kansas and Oklahoma where tornado watches have taken over. I want to bring you that convective outlook, we call it, the risk area tonight for the damaging hail, the winds, and of course tornadoes. This all moves east. We time it out. And really it's tomorrow afternoon and evening that I want to hone in on that line that goes through Paducah, down through here at Memphis, over to just west of Nashville between 3 and 7 p.m. Tornadoes, hail, wind. Don't take this one lightly, David.
It's been a week of severe weather. Ginger Z, thanks to you as well. We turn next here tonight to the scare on Capitol Hill today. A driver slamming into a police cruiser, officers then opening fire. The car had been driving erratically near the Capitol, and for a time authorities did not know what they were dealing with. ABC senior justice correspondent Pierre Thomas on the Hill tonight.
Fear this morning that the Capitol was under attack. A suspicious driver heading toward police.
We heard a shot and followed by 2 quick shots after that.
This all started around 9:22 a.m. when authorities say an erratic and aggressive driver during a traffic stop made a U-turn, nearly hitting officers, then rammed a police cruiser. Police opening fire in pursuit.
Once the shots were fired, that's when the police converged. They were just coming out seeming like from nowhere.
It was all over in seconds. Authorities arresting 20-year-old Talia Everett. Sources telling ABC News she has a history of mental illness. Parts of the Capitol were put on lockdown today, but no one was injured. Still, authorities have seen a pattern of unstable people engaging in acts of violence near Washington landmarks. There was another vehicle incident involving gunfire in 2013, when another woman struggling with mental illness rammed a White House gate before being chased and then shot dead by police. Just last year, a suspect is shot after pulling out a gun in the Capitol Visitor Center.
And Pierre Thomas with us live from Washington. And Pierre, the police just announcing charges tonight?
David, 7 counts of assault on a police officer, and this is an ongoing threat. D.C. officials have told us that every week, 2 to 3 people are referred for mental health services after showing up near the Capitol or the White House, David.
All right, Pierre Thomas covering this all day. Pierre, thank you. The other major story on Capitol Hill tonight, the congressman under scrutiny. Even some members of his own party now wondering if he can truly lead an independent investigation into Russian meddling and any possible collusion. Late today, our correspondent one-on-one with Congressman Devin Nunes, asking him about his mystery visit to the White House grounds, the intelligence he revealed to the White House first. Will he reveal his source? ABC's Mary Bruce on Capitol Hill.
Tonight, even some Republicans are losing patience with the man running the House investigation into Russia's interference in the election.
Has he lost credibility? Are you concerned he can't lead an impartial investigation?
I think so. I really do.
And now they're looking to the Senate to lead the charge.
Seems like the issue's become pretty polarized in the House.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes, who was on the Trump transition team, came under fire for rushing to brief the White House on information he uncovered. We then learned that the day before, he had a secret meeting with a source on White House grounds.
Still not going to share your source?
Look, I have answered these questions over and over again, and will continue to do that, but there's nothing new to report.
On Monday, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer promised to look into who that source was. Today, he still didn't know.
I have asked some preliminary questions. I have not gotten answers yet, and I think there's it. So no, I don't have anything further on that.
On GMA, even one of the president's closest allies is criticizing Nunes.
Do you think Congressman Nunes should recuse himself?
Listen, that's a very, very personal decision about what Congressman Nunes thinks is best to do for him, his constituents, and the good of the investigation.
So, Governor, you don't have a problem with the congressman going to the White House first with intel before his own committee, and no problem with his mystery meeting on White House grounds just 24 hours before that?
It wouldn't have been the way I would have done things, but I don't know whether that means he has to recuse himself or not. That's a personal decision the congressman has to make on his own.
Nunes himself is pointing the finger across the aisle.
We need to figure out who's actually serious about doing the investigation, because it appears like the president are very serious about this investigation.
With his House committee stalled, tonight the Senate is plowing ahead with its Russia investigation. The Republican and Democratic committee leaders eager to show a united front.
I have confidence in Richard Byrd that we, together with the members of our committee, are going to get to the bottom of this. And that's, if you get nothing else from today, take that statement to the bank.
And they made clear to distance themselves from the embattled House inquiry.
Drucker. Any circumstance with which you wouldn't share with Mr. Warner one of your sources of intelligence on this investigation?
He usually knows my sources before I do.
And let me assure you, I've also got his cell phone.
But when we caught up with Nunes, he said his committee doesn't play by those rules.
And when Byrd and Warner say they always share all their sources, they have each other's cell phone numbers?
Yeah, I would question if that's the case. Yeah.
Doesn't apply to your committee, though.
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Well, Mary, it sure seems those two senators, a Democrat and a Republican, standing side by side, leading the committee investigating Russian meddling on the Senate side. We're trying to make it clear today, no such chaos in their committee. When do they hold their first hearing? Tomorrow?
David, that first hearing is tomorrow, and despite the president's claim that the Russia story is a hoax, the Republican Senate chairman insists he'll go wherever the intelligence leads them. So far, they've reached out to 20 witnesses, including Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. David?
Right. Mary Bruce, live on the Hill for us. Mary, thank you. And this question for the White House today, was he joking or not? After something President Trump said last night to a room full of senators at the White House. And there was someone else who said something last night making news. The president's one-time rival, Hillary Clinton, whose own joke revealed a lot about what she's thinking now. All of this tonight as we now learn of a new official role for Ivanka Trump. Here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Could there be a second chance at health care? Here's what the president had to say at a reception with Democratic and Republican senators.
I know that we're all going to make a deal on health care. That's such an easy one. So I have no doubt that that's going to happen very quickly. I think it will, actually. I think it's going to happen.
But that drew laughs, and the press secretary said today it was just a light-hearted comment.
But just to clarify, was he joking when he said that making a deal on health care would be an easy one?
I think if you watch the tape, it was a lighthearted moment, Jonathan.
He wasn't the only one joking a little last night.
I am thrilled to be out of the woods. And in the company of so many inspiring women. And there is no place I'd rather be than here with you other than the White House.
After the laughs, Hillary Clinton unloaded on Republicans and their failed health care bill.
When this disastrous bill failed, it was a victory for all Americans.
Nevertheless, Republicans in the House are now saying they really do want to try again.
I think we're closer today to repealing Obamacare than we've ever been before.
The president isn't ready to take the lead, but he says he is willing to work with Democrats. Today, a long list of Senate Democrats said they are ready and willing to work with the president, but only if repealing Obamacare is off the table.
We're willing to engage with people. I think they understand his principles. We need to repeal the law and replace it with something better. I understand.
But they're saying that they want you to take full repeal off the table.
I understand what they want, but again, it's not just a one-way street.
All right, so let's bring in John Karl live at the White House tonight. John, you've learned something else. The world saw that image of Ivanka Trump beside Angela Merkel during her visit to the White House. There have been so many of these moments. Some asking, why is she there? Does she have a role? And now you've learned she's getting one?
Well, she had said that she was just coming to Washington as a daughter, but she's clearly done much more than that. Last week, the White House said she would have an unofficial role at the White House. Now, today, they are saying it will be an official role. Her title will be assistant to the president. She won't be taking a salary, but, David, she will be considered a government and employee and bound by all the same ethics and conflicts of interest rules that apply to any other government employee.
All right, John Karl, it is posted at the White House. John, thank you. You saw we interviewed New Jersey Governor Chris Christie from the White House today as he joins President Trump in his effort to fight opioid addiction. His two former top aides, though, to Christie were about to learn their punishment back home after shutting down the George Washington Bridge here in New York City, connecting the city to New Jersey, trapping commuters, school buses, even ambulances on America's busiest bridge. Prosecutors had made the case it was all an act of political revenge to benefit Governor Christie that affected so many drivers trapped. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
As Chris Christie joined the president today at the White House to tackle the issue of drug addiction, back in New Jersey, two of his former associates were sentenced to federal prison. 2 years for Bill Baroni, a year and a half for Bridget Ann Kelly for causing a 4-day traffic jam at the nation's busiest bridge, an act of political revenge, prosecutors said, against a mayor who refused to endorse Christie for re-election. Kelly's fate may have been sealed in that now infamous 2013 email, "Time for some traffic problems in Fort Lee." Today, the mother of four vowed to appeal.
This fight is far from over. I will not allow myself to be the scapegoat in this case.
At trial, Kelly and Baroni each suggested Governor Christie knew more about the lane closures than he has publicly acknowledged. President Trump made the same case during the campaign.
He knew about it. He knew about it.
Christie has long denied wrongdoing. He has never been charged in the case. For prosecutors, there was never a smoking gun that implicated him. David?
Lindsay Davis with the George Washington Bridge right there behind her. Lindsay, thank you. And we turn now to breaking developments. A story coming in from Texas at this hour. The deadly church bus crash on the highway there. A head-on collision with another vehicle. Many of the passengers did not survive. Here's ABC's Clayton Sandell.
Pictures from the scene show the terrible aftermath, a church van and a pickup truck colliding head-on in the middle of this Texas highway. Bodies under sheets could be seen lying in the roadway before firefighters loaded them into a hearse. The collision happening late this afternoon on a remote stretch of highway in Uvalde County, Texas, about 2 hours west of San Antonio. The van belongs to the First Baptist Church in New Braunfels, Texas. The pastor there tells us the people on board were coming home from a Bible study retreat. Online, the church telling parishioners, "We understand there have been some fatalities, but we do not yet know who." And tonight, police tell us the cause of the crash is still under investigation. There was one person on the truck, 14 people on that church van. There are multiple fatalities, but police say it's just too early to know how many. David?
All right, just a horrific scene. Clayton Sandell, our thanks to you. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Wednesday. The deadly home invasion, 3 masked intruders. The homeowner's son armed, killing those 3 teens. Tonight you will hear the calls to 911 and the self-defense law being put to the test. The emergency landing, the passenger jet erupting into smoke and flames right there, and the one thing so many people on board did that got them off that jet in time. And take a look at this image tonight. The hiker who stepped into hot water after this, rescuing a malnourished bear cub here in America. But what authorities are now saying tonight. We'll be right back.